Speaking of weapons, so our next concern, obviously last week we talked about the number 2 receiver, but since then I'm seeing all sorts of things on Twitter of who's going to come in. So there's two new names. We talked about Juju and OBJ last week. OBJ obviously torn ACL. I don't know how much help he's going to be to any team next year. Obviously he'll be recovering from his torn ACL. It's sad to see. At least he got a ring though out of it. But the two new names are Allen Robinson, free agent. Apparently he's been liking a lot of stuff from Chief fan accounts talking about him playing with Mahomes. He's been liking a lot of stuff. I think even last year he tweeted like an eyes emoji to like a report of Robinson coming to Kansas City. And the other one was Calvin Ridley. Apparently Calvin Ridley, during the trade deadline, we approached Atlanta to see what the deal was with him. And then during the trade deadline, that's when he went to the non-football injury list. He's kind of going through some mental health stuff, but report from Sam Weich this past week is that Atlanta is looking to trade him. They want a new beginning for Atlanta as well as Calvin Ridley, so he can start somewhere else. Last week, you guys talked about explosive options. Which one of these guys do you think would be that explosive option for Kansas City?
Ridley. I mean, Allen Robinson, no doubt. But I think, and here's a reason why I say that. It's because he catches the ball at the high point. I mean, he does a great job. He's a big body. I mean, he's athletic. A guy like that is number one. He's a number one receiver, without a doubt. Calvin Ridley, to me, is a number 2. And so I watched him last year. Actually, I had him on my fantasy team, and I kind of watched him. And look, mental health is serious. I'm glad he was able to get some help. I think he's got a lot of potential. But Allen Robinson is a guy that's already solidified. I mean, we know what he could do. And so if you have somebody like Patrick Mahomes getting the ball to him, then we know he's going to be able to eat. Now, the question with that is, can we afford him? You know what I'm saying? I mean, he's going to come here with a healthy price tag, right? It's going to be hefty. And so when he comes in, he's going to be asking for top money. And look, and rightly so, he's a number 1 receiver. I don't think we need a number 1 receiver. I think we need a number 2. And Calvin Ridley, I get you saying those 2 guys, but look, I'm looking at the free agent market. There's a lot of guys out there. And it's not going to break the bank with these 2 guys. So those 2 guys, enticing. Allen Robinson, I don't know if we can get him because we don't know if we can pay him that much money because we got other contracts we need to do. But I think there's other guys out there besides just those 2. So, I mean, we'll see, man. We'll see. But if we had to pick those 2, I mean, I'd take Allen Robinson all day, no doubt.
With Calvin Ridley, are you not concerned about like a Ben Simmons kind of thing where, we don't know what's going to happen with him, like kind of deal? Because he's dealing with mental health stuff. We don't know.
I don't know his situation. I just know he's a playmaker, and to do the things that he did his first couple of years, especially with Julio Jones being there, he was the main target. And lived up to it. So definitely a playmaker when he gets the ball in his hand and knows how to get open. So for whatever reason, he decided to pull that card. Is it not wanting to be in Atlanta, not wanting to be in that offense, or just really dealing with some issues? I don't know.
Yeah, I'm be honest with you, that was kind of like my concern. I mean, I don't know, does he have it all figured out? That's the question. And I think that is priority over anything else, right? And maybe, like he said, maybe he's looking for a new home. So maybe that's it. Sure.
I guess my question with what you said about Allen Robinson. So he's probably one of the number 1 guys as far as receivers in this upcoming class. Devontae Adams, and then him probably, I would say. He's already had a payday. So one of the arguments I've seen on Twitter from one of the Chief fans is he's already had a payday when he signed with Chicago. He is playing with the Jacksonville Jaguars, where he sniffed the AFC Championship once, but he had Blake Bortles. Then he went to Chicago at Trubisky, and then the quarterbacks he had this year. Maybe he signs that. Remember, we talked about last year, but guys signing 1-year deals to just try to win one. Could he be that option? I mean, in this point in his career?
I mean, he could. He could be bitter how they treated him this past year up there at Chicago. It's like, look, I want to be in a contract or get some of this guaranteed money, in the signing bonus, and this is where I want to be. So a guy like that, he knows his worth. Did he come here for 1 year? Yeah, possibly. But like a guy like that who's already established, he's a number one. He's going to be treated like a number one. And he knows, look, I can go anywhere and get this money. And that's the thing about it. His skill set is going to be wanted all over the league. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah, JD, we had this discussion last year, though, and we thought that, we didn't understand why so many big-name guys wouldn't want to take less to come here, or they wouldn't want to sign with the Chiefs. And all of a sudden, we depended on what we had. We didn't really go after anybody. We waited until we found
Josh Gordon.
Your guy, Gordon.
Yeah.
To bring him in. But even for some of the defensive line guys, nobody wanted to come to Kansas City for whatever reason. I don't know. I didn't get that part. So I don't know if it's the front office and I'm not, really going after guys, or guys just don't want to be in Kansas City with Mahomes. I don't understand it.
I think we both understand, man. Look, each of them guys are going to negotiate as much as possible. They're going to try to lowball you what we can get. If they can steal you, they're going to try to do it. I think they did it with Ingram, was able to get him here. But like everybody else, Houston and stuff, like you said, didn't go after him. I think they sitting there saying, well, we're willing to give you this, but that's about it. That's all we can do. That's all we're going to get. Like OBJ, right? Like, why would you not want to come to Kansas City? You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's what I would think. Like, when you are playing with a quarterback like this, like you said, we just made that argument like a few minutes ago about how great of a quarterback Patrick Mahomes is. These guys are going to be in a contender every single year. Like, to us, that makes sense. But the other guys, they're like, yo, man, I want to get this money. It's money. Somebody going to pay me out here, and I'm going to make this team better. And I know every player believes wherever they go, they're going to make that team better, right? So I think that's what it is, man. Chiefs are just playing hardball with some of these guys.
Well, but to that point, I mean, Juju, for example, we were offering him, I think, overall with the incentive-based deal, I think our deal was more than what Pittsburgh ended up taking with Pittsburgh. And now season ends, I'm
glad it didn't happen.
Well, now he wants to be part of that of the Chiefs now. So it's like, he last year he took the money, it didn't work out. His team was a first round knockout, and now season ends, he wants to come on to Kansas City. I mean, it's just
Take half what you got last year, then.
Don't try to take me to the dance if I'm your second choice. Don't come because you got turned down. No. Ain't gonna be like that.
Yeah. I mean, it'll be interesting. I mean, I've seen our friend Lance has spoken. He tweeted earlier, if we get rid of Frank Clark, Anthony Hitchens, and if Joe Thuney restructures his deal to take money up front, we would have around $31 million to spend this coming offseason. I mean, that would free up $31 million. And I think he even put we could get Juju, and we could get an Allen Robinson and a one-year deals based off that. But what you said, we got to retain some of the guys with that are going out the door. So
yes, oh yeah, it's coming up. It's coming up.
Yeah, that'll be interesting. Do you think we'll end up getting two receivers this offseason, or do you think we'll get one big name guy or big-ish name?
Say it again.
Do you think we'll end up getting two guys this offseason, two receivers?
Two receivers?
Juju and someone else or something like that, or no? Because a lot of Chief fans think that's happening.
I can't answer if you think. We don't know what the hell they're going to do.
I think
what we'd like to happen, yeah.
Right, yeah. I think we get at least one, right? We get at least one and get another guy that is kind of a proven guy, the name that we've heard a lot, maybe. But I know we'll definitely get one for sure. So.
I only asked that just because Veach had talked about, shoring up the other weapons in his exit press conference. So I mean, will one guy do that? I mean, I don't know. That remains to be seen.
Listen, look, there's one football, okay, and then Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce, and whoever else, and then McCole Hardman and all them are going to filter in, get the rest of the catches and the running backs. And so, that's going to be, the challenge. I mean, seriously, so only got one.
And then possibly Josh Gordon, if he, learns the playbook and he can join the squad this year.
Flash, baby. You looking for Flash? Yo, right here. You heard it first. I was trying to tell it. Flash. Flash. Gordon. He going to come back. Watch. Give him some time.
Do you think he'll run the playbook this offseason and get on the field? No.
I'm not hating it, man. I just don't think he has it anymore.
I mean, his blocking was pretty impeccable.
It's good, man.
Well, if he didn't do enough to satisfy what the opportunities we gave him, I don't think we bring him back. Yeah, he probably wants to come back, but I don't see a reason for them to bring him back.
Yeah. Well, I mean, now with a bigger practice squad, I mean, he'll have a chance to shine during training camp. But if not, then I guess.
Well, y'all giving that dude a whole lot of excuses.
Let's give him an off season. He just won.
We're trying to win Super Bowls, man.
Absolutely we are. And so if we had a guy here who he got a little bit of the offense, knowing how everything is done. Look, and to be honest, and look, I don't know.
Could you tally up Josh Gordon's yards and get 200 yards total out of it?
No, but
exactly. So what is that? That doesn't benefit the team.
Let's give him an off season. At least do that, man. You already right. No. Appreciate it. Come on, take here. Bye, Josh. Out of here. Hey, we ain't caught him with a whole lot of money, man. He's on bare minimum.
He'll definitely get the opportunities. I mean, he did get the opportunities this year, but I mean, give him the off season if he makes it through training camp. I mean, and the preseason game. So we'll definitely see what happens with that. I just hope they actually give him a legit shot. He's not cut before we get to the grind time of training camp. One of those like after mini camp cuts.
It'll be on him.
Yeah.